agriculture is still really important for rural communities?
Oh, I think it's very, very important. Agriculture is the backbone of Ireland. I really think, it's terribly important, and it plays a big role with food production and all of that.
Do you feel it's a very different environment for farmers to be working in today? Do you think there's a lot more challenges?
There are more challenges because of all the rules and regulations that are laid down to from Brussels. Unfortunately, when I was growing up on a farm with 5 brothers, my father did his own thing. He knew what he was to do, but he wasn't dictated to. Now we have to abide by all the rules and regulations, otherwise you don't exist. But agriculture is very important, and I love to see more young people on the farms, but unfortunately some of the farms are not big enough to have young people staying on the farms, and I would hate to see them going abroad and not coming back. And we have that in Ireland today. We have farmers that work very hard, and the sons are not interested. The work is hard now, and you never seem to finish on a farm, but we have to get more support.
Do you think Irish farmers get enough recognition for the work they're doing?
City people may not be aware that all the good that the farmer does, because we'd be short of food, we'd be short of a lot of things, if the farmer wasn't working hard. The land produces a lot of good, and food is very important today.
How long has the Ploughing Championship been running?
The National Ploughing Association, it was founded in 1931. It started just with horse ploughing, and I will tell you how it started, if you like. That it was a Wexford man and a Kildare man, just down the road from where I'm speaking. There were 2 politicians, and they met for some occasion, and they said, well, is the Wexford men better ploughmen than the Kildare men? And it started that way because they have records to show that. And the first ploughing competition between the Wexford and Kildare men, and they invited more counties. There were 9 counties actually took part in 1931 in a tie. And the arrangements were made that whatever county won it would host it the following year. So a tie was the first county, and a Wexford man won the event, and it was held in Wexford the following year in 32. And I think a Dublin man won then, and it was held in Clondalkin. And it all just was horse ploughing then. And what they did for horses, they would bring their own ploughs, but they would canvass local farmers in the host county to give them the horses. And the horses were brought in very willingly by local farmers then, and they were all labelled. Say John Brown from Dublin would use horses belonging to Joe Brown or Joe Kelly, and they would be named and numbered, and they were the horses that he would use for the competition.
And you've seen a lot of changes.
I have seen many, many changes in that period of time, because the way, if you were to ask me how did I get involved, well, I only live about 3 miles from J.J. Bergen, who founded the event. And he asked my father one evening, would the young lady help him? It was a national event coming up. And I went down on a Friday to him. I cycled down now because it was only that few miles away. I went on a Friday, and I was confronted with this, what I thought was a very elderly man, grey head, grey moustache. A little bit frightened I was, really, and I came home that evening, and I said to my father, Dad, I said, I'm not going down there. I said, that man is very old, I'm not going to work there. And look at, he said he only wants it for the few weeks to help at the national event. So I went on a Monday, and the rest is history.
And you never looked back?
I never looked back.
You've had to be very determined throughout your life, haven't you?
Many times I took 3 steps and I came back 2, but then you have to get something within you to go forward. And I have done that, and I've done it in local organisations as well. You go forward and you don't look back, So I have been determined all my life, and there's still a little bit left in me, still determination. But I remember well in 1984 asking permission at a national council meeting, which was represented by every county in the Republic of Ireland, asking for permission to run a fashion show. And I remember so well, there was a Waterford man in the chair. The meeting was in Portlaoise, and I remember this Cork man standing up and saying, "Chairman, I thought it was a ploughing match we were running." Now, it never went any further than that, but going down the stairs in the Collision Hotel in Portlaoise that evening, I said, "I'm having a fashion show." So I went against all the odds, and I said, "We're going to run a fashion show," and I got great help in doing that. And I got tremendous support, and we're running the fashion show now over the 3 days of the event. We have a fashion show Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, 3 fashion shows a day, and it's always very attractive for the ladies attending the event. We had to, it was all just men that was coming to the National Ploughing to look at machinery and to look at ploughing, and nothing at all for the ladies.
And what can we look forward to in 2023?
Well, I hope we'll have good weather, number one. And we have a brilliant site. We'll have a lovely layout, and hoping that we'll improve on everything that we have done. If we find that there is room for improvement, we will. And you'll have all the various attractions that we have now. I'm not saying that we'll have big names or anything else, because we're far better without big names, I think. No, I think they'll be looking forward to a big event. We have a great variety of trade stands now. We have over 350 competitors ploughing in 21 classes. We have classes for the under 21, the under 28, and the various grades then after that. And the final result will be on the final day, when 2 competitors will be selected to travel to Latvia this year in October for the World Competition.
What do you think has been the secret to making the National Ploughing Championships a success?
I would say, of course, I'm often told that you spoil them taking phone calls at all hours of the evening and that, but look, if you can help somebody, it's like the song, "As I pass this way, well, your living will not be in vain." And I say, you have to be nice to people, you have to be courteous. And if people are coming to support you, or if they want to support you, you encourage them. And, you help them if they have a query or if they're worried. Now, I often met women that would be coming with stands that would be exhibiting in the arcades, and they'd be saying, "I wonder now, am I right in doing this?" But you have to market yourself all the time. And I believe in marketing.
Have you achieved everything you set out to?
I think I've achieved a lot more. I loved it. I was passionate about it, really passionate. I loved it. It was breakfast, dinner and tea for me all the time.
Did you ever think about giving it up?
No, I don't believe I'll ever give it up, and I'm a big age now, and as long as I can do as much as I can for the association, I hope I'll die in harness.